Wow, what is that?
Well, this one's a ZVZ, we know that. And Drewbie, I know how knowledgeable you are about this matchup.
Oh yeah.
I know you have a Smurf with the barcode Grandmaster ranking on the Korean ladder as Zerg.
Yeah. What? Oh, CatZ is offering to cast with us.
Yes.
Okay, I will invite
Add
him.
him to the call.
Add people to the call. Okay. So, I think CatZ will be playing a ZVZ after this as well.
Oh, so this could be a good insight. I don't know if... Would you say... That's actually interesting to think about. Would the majority of players on a team have similar playstyles? Maybe?
Yo, what's up?
I guess if they... I mean, on
Like
Root,
all the
that's
Zergs?
definitely not the case, but...
Right.
On other teams...
Uh-oh.
then
Stop
probably-
it.
Okay, he's done with the... Yeah. He was putting his...
The Kleenex over the mic
microphone-
so it doesn't...
Yeah, exactly.
Right, got it. So yeah, you were saying, definitely not on Root?
Yeah, because we're all crazy and have our own random-ass playstyles that don't make any sense. You know, like Fitzy and CatZ sick cheesing and
Wow.
proxy hatches and, you know, Slush has his own style too.
But there's definitely an element of obvious conversation that goes on between teams as far as, okay, let's talk about the metagame, let's talk about what probably works best, let's talk about build orders that are working for you right now, and I'm sure that's shared across team members. So you could see a situation where, you know, a Zerg player in this game in a ZVZ might have a similar style to a team member in a later ZVZ. Maybe, but I wouldn't rely on that by any means.
Yeah.
But anyway, in this game we have in the bottom right, the blue Zerg player ROOTslush, his opponent in the top left, the red Zerg player Mike. Mike is on Team Knights, and Slush, of course, on Team Root. The format is not all kill. There's 4 matches, and then if the 4 matches, the players all tie up or whatever, it's 2-2, as far as, okay, Root wins 2, Knights wins 2, it goes to an ace match. First to 3 wins, of course, obviously emerges victorious.
Yep.
Indeed.
These guys are pretty good. They're all Grandmasters, actually. I didn't know any of them, and I was surprised to like check their profiles and see that they're all Grandmasters.
Yeah, this is the first week of ESEA, so it's not like we have a whole bunch of intel to play off of as far as, okay, what can we actually expect? Of course, you know, looking at the Battle.net profiles can be very helpful, but in this game we see faster pull here from Slush, it looks like, going for that hatchery, and I think Mike went for the hatch first, and then the pull soon after.
Correct.
How aggressive is Slush going to try to be here?
Not aggressive at all. Actually, probably more passive than Mike. His gas is later than Mike's. Mike is gonna be the first one to get speed, and yeah, this pull first is just kind of a safety measure against early pulls in CVZ. So yeah, it doesn't really put you behind in economy all that much. You can see the drones are pretty much even up. It's only Slush is gonna be a tiny bit behind in gas.
Yeah, we see that he's keeping guys in gas after getting speed. A lot of players will pull out of gas in favor of getting more drones, perhaps a spine crawler, perhaps an extra queen. Mike getting a baneling nest down. And I would expect Slush to do the same thing fairly soon. I feel like skipping the baneling nest can be very dangerous, and I don't expect Slush to skip that. Would you agree?
No, yeah, I'm sure he'll be... Oh, yeah, he's dropping it now. But Slush has 2 styles, one where he drops the baneling nest, which is what he's doing right now, and one where he goes for a roach warren faster.
Oh.
And then he makes a roach push while being safe behind it and takes his third behind that. But this baneling nest style, I suppose, is a little bit safer against all-ins, where the roach warren is more macro-oriented and to take a fast third, which he might not want to do against someone he's never played against.
Yeah, I feel like the roach opening, I feel like it can be vulnerable to a lot of different all-ins from your opponent. I don't know if you would agree, but it might be dependent on, okay, can you get queens in that wall off, preventing lings from running by? How's your drone micro against banelings or something? So I'm not terribly surprised to see Slush go for this baneling nest. And we see he's making a lot of lings here, mixing in some drones as well. Meanwhile, Mike made a couple lings, but he's not going too crazy and adding on that third. So both these players have at least mid-game on their mind. Slush going to try to do some damage with these lings. And considering he made this, does he have to kill the third to make this worth it? Or is he just trying to scare units out of his opponent?
Both. I think he needs to do damage here to make this worth it for sure.
But Slush is up on drones right now. Does that really matter that much, or is it all about getting the third base up?
Well, he's up on drones because his opponent does get in third base. That's
okay. Well, Slush is taking all 3 gas right now.
By Slush.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice link build up. Oh, that was sick. Slush so good with that.
That was
link
really close.
Slush has more links here, and Mike is making a lot of links. Meanwhile, in that production tab, Slush has 11 drones. He's going to layer. He still doesn't have a third. Slush should be able to deny this, maybe. It's gonna be close, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. And yeah, this is really good for Slush because behind this he's taking all 4 of his gases and starting his flare.
Yeah.
Already morphed into Banelings, but he has no spine crawler.
Wow.
So all he has to do is hold this coming attack by his opponent, and he'll be in a really good spot. Now dropping the spine is a little bit late.
Yeah, because that's like the one thing you have to be careful about. Sure, you can do a lot of damage, but guess what? Your opponent is probably making a lot of units, and he's probably going to use those units to try to counterattack. Slush has 2 Banelings here going to the top of the ramp, trying to get a detonation off. Kills a decent amount of lings there. Mike has to be very careful with his ling micro, but Slush is going to peel off some lings of his own to try to deal with those lings. The Baneling just going to explode. 2 more Banelings coming up here for Slush, so he should be just fine defending this off. And Mike has to do damage here. Slush is at 45 to 35 in that Harvester count, and it's not like he's crazily making units right now, just mixing in Banelings here and there. Oh, nice detonation outside the natural expansion. Slush looking pretty good at this point in time.
Yeah, he has a really huge advantage at this point.
I really like how Slush did that. He like leaves most of his Banelings and Lings back and just sent like 2 Banelings and a few Lings forward at a time. That was pretty cute.
Yeah, basically what he's been doing through that engagement is having 4 Banelings at all times behind it. So whenever he sends out 2, he morphs another 2. And look, he made a crap load of Lings. And this is the thing about Slush, like his style is so unpredictable. His opponent sees the 4 gas. Slush has an advantage, but he doesn't give a shit. He's still gonna go and make a shitload of units and try to kill his opponent.
Yeah.
His opponent already has roaches, which is something that he's doing without thinking. But if I was playing Slush in this position, I'd be like, okay, I gotta catch up on drones.
Sure.
And then I would die to this. So Slush always does cute things like this. Unfortunately for him, again, his opponent made roaches and now has Baneling, so he's not gonna be able to do anything.
So that's actually really interesting to think about, because obviously, you know, Mike is behind. He's going to want to drone up. Unfortunately for Slush, after he make all these units, Mike already has the units out to defend against it. But I guess that's okay for Slush because he can get his third down. He knows his opponent is going to be fairly passive, at least as of right now, I think. Or is Mike going to go for some sort of all-in here?
No, not really, because Slush is going to have mutas by the time Mike gets to his base.
Oh wow, 10 muta on the way.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, the thing with what Slush did is, you know, he made all these units, and basically the thought process behind it is, okay, if he has roaches, he'll stop this. If he has lings, we'll trade evenly, and I'll still be ahead in drones.
If he makes drones, I'll kill him.
He makes, yeah, and if he but if he makes roaches, I'll have muta coming out, and I'll still be in a really good spot. So, yeah, even though he let his opponent catch up in economy, Slush is gonna be ahead in tech. Mike is playing this really well though. He's already dropping spores everywhere, so he's pretty much ready for the muta. He's anticipating that really well. A little bit of a risk if Slush had gone for infestors.
Yes.
But as it is, Mike is making the best out of a scrappy start for him.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you think he knew about the mutas? Was it just because he didn't scout with an overseer?
It's just the gases. I mean, if you see that much gas, it's either muta or infestors. Right. I would say more than 50% of the time it's muta. And if he had gone for muta, and he didn't have spores, he would just die. So it's not a bad call at all. It's pretty standard.
Alright, Slush sending a lot of units into the third base of his opponent, trying to take down the hatchery. A lot of Banelings here, though. Slush has to be incredibly careful. 2 Banelings still alive. Only 1 left. Slush trying to be cost efficient, but it's going to be difficult as Mike corners him there. And the muta's still overhead trying to do that damage, but there are spore crawlers in position. The third stays alive. Income tab shows 51 to 50. A relatively even game at this point in time. At least as far as I can see. And Mike going up to infestors. The transition for Slush already in effect. Some Zerg players will just keep making mutas, but Slush making the really early transition. What do you think about that play?
That's what I usually do. I really like it. I don't like overcommitting to mutas. They're very they can lose you games really easily with good bungles. So I don't really like overcommitting. Now the thing with overcommitting with mutas is that if Slush had overcommitted, he could have probably killed the third before infestors came out. But that's a risk that he didn't want to take. So I really like the transition. Infestors are going to come out. Slush is probably going to continue to be active with his muta. and try to bait out some fungals. If he can spread his muta and have the fungals not hit a lot of units, then he's just gonna attack with the roaches and wipe his opponent out potentially.
Well, Slush is making a lot of roaches. Is he like? It looks like he's gonna go for a kind of a timing attack here.
Yeah. Again, those mutas are just trying to bait out potential fungals pretty soon here.
Okay.
Now,
Wait,
how all in is Slush right now with this?
Pretty all in.
Okay.
I mean, his opponent has been doing the right call, but also, I don't know, his opponent is not really that far ahead in economy, but he did pull ahead. So if Slush can't kill him with this or do some sort of good damage with this, his opponent will be in the lead. He has the better tech and the better army composition and the more economy right now. So this is not looking good for Slush if he can't do damage, but it looks like he will. He already took down 2 queens.
Yeah, it's 43 roaches to 24 at this point in time. Sure, there's 2 infestors on the field, but the majority of them are gone. Upgrades show very even. Muta's still in the air doing that additional damage. And there's the GG from Mike. This is a best of 3. So Slush will take game number 1.
That's right. I got disconnected from BattleNet.
Uh-oh.
I
have to play...
love Slush's play. He's one of the most creative and one of the most reactive Turk players, I would say, in the world. He's just so fucking good at, adapting well. I don't know if you noticed, like, at his third, he took both gases, but then he didn't mind one of them, and he didn't saturate his third at all. So whenever he sees any sign of weakness, he'll completely switch his strategy. He's just very,
smart,
very reactive,
intelligent.
player.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Quick decision making.
Yeah, it's pretty well played, and like kudos to Mike though. I felt like he kept up like very nicely. It seemed like that was even for a long time. He just didn't quite feel out when his opponent was, I guess, transitioning away from those mutas and into this all-in type play. I have to play that replay that makes all the buildings and stuff and upgrades because it was being a little laggy. And I have to do this every time I restart my computer, so it's going to be like 4 minutes if that's okay?
No.
Well, that was a ZVZ, so we just saw Infestors, Roaches, Mutaling, Baneling all die. Maybe do it after this series?
Okay, I'll leave this replay then.